Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS Academy. Today we are going to see very important articles that appeared in our today's newspaper dated 24 January 2026. First of all, let us see the important topics of the day. The first topic it is about 9 hospitalized after falling ill due to water contamination in MP. Already we discussed many articles related to this water contamination in MP, and even I gave you mains practice question related to that. But once again this topic is in news. Let us see this, and this topic is important from governance point of view from GS paper 2. Next topic it is about gubernatorial walkouts test constitutional limits. So here the word you have to see is gubernatorial. Gubernatorial is nothing but a constitutional post which it is referring to. It is nothing but the governor. Governor post is called as gubernatorial post. Actually what is happening in non-BJP ruling states in India is walkouts of the governor. And now we are going to test constitutional limits of the powers of governor. Here we are going to see certain articles. Okay, and this topic is important from polity from GS paper 2 point of view. And next topic here is 71 fugitives wanted by India located abroad in 2024 to 2025, highest in 12 years. This article is saying that from last 12 years, now in this 2024 to 2025, we located 71 fugitives. So here you have to see who are those fugitives and how we located them and what are the impacts of locating of that 71 fugitives in India. And this topic is important from economy from GS paper 3. And next topic is diversify your fish basket. Union government advises states. This article is talking about fish basket. For example, if I own a pond or a lake, if I am releasing only one kind of fishes in that, and if I am going for aquaculture, suddenly if there is any disease, if it is attacking the fishes, completely that one species will be getting wiping out, so that what happens, there will be a lot of impact on that so and so person who is having that aquaculture, right? So here this article is saying that now climate change is happening, new kind of diseases are coming and new kinds of microorganisms are coming into picture because of this climate change. Because of this we always wants to widen our we wants to diversify or widening of our fish basket. And this topic is important from economy from GS paper 3 again. And next topic is Murmu inaugurates Granth Kutir at Rashtrapati Bhavan. You may directly get a prelims question regarding this Granth Kutir, and you have to know basic facts regarding this. And this topic is important from again governance and polity point of view from GS paper 2. And next topic is ambitious scheme to spur next generation battery manufacturing in India hits hurdle. So this article is saying that whatever the battery manufacturing related scheme we came up in India, it is facing certain challenges. We have to see what are those challenges. And this topic is important from your environment and ecology, because we are talking about battery, renewable energy, and even this is very important from economy from GS paper 3 as well. And next topic is right to dignity. There is one article related to this right to dignity, and this article is talking about Asha workers especially. Here you have to know who are these Asha workers and what are their roles and responsibilities and what problems you are facing and what is the way forward. And this article is saying that they are getting very less wages and it is affecting their right to dignity. All these are the topics that we are going to discuss, and today is Saturday, there is no text and context and as no opinion page. And one more thing here is tomorrow is Sunday, there will be no analysis tomorrow as well. Okay, now let us see in detail about these articles. Please focus on the titles, guys. Title says 9 hospitalized after falling ill due to water contamination in MP. So what is the keyword that you can see here? The keyword that you can see is water contamination. Where? In which state? MP. So here what are the things that you have to see is what are the major water pollutants. On this area you can expect a prelims based question. Which of the following pollutants are seen in water commonly, and they will give you 4 to 5 and they may ask you how many are correct or how many are incorrect. And next one is you have to see which pollutant causes which disease. Especially uranium contamination is seen in groundwater, nitrogen contamination, pesticides contamination. So which kind of disease they may cause? You have to see this. And next one is related to this article, what are the major causes for this pollution of water? And next you have to see what are the impacts. And next you have to see what are the measures can be taken to control this kind of events in future. That means you can expect prelims and as well as mains based question. Along with that, you may also expect case study this year in your ethics related to this contamination of water. You are a municipal commissioner in so and so area and you are having this problem. How can you handle this? What will be the immediate steps or later steps? Like that, you may also get a case study related to this same topic. Okay, clear? And now let us see this article in detail. If you see about this water contamination, what exactly this water contamination means, you need to know the definition. Water contamination is defined as water which is containing physical, chemical, biological or any radiological substance. It includes physical, chemical, biological or radiological substances so that it will make water unfit for drinking, for cooking and even for agriculture. And these pollutants, they can be from industries or heavy metals to bacteria or viruses which will poses risk to human health and as well as environment and ecosystem in that area. If you see the root causes of water contamination in this case of MP, what is happening here is untreated sewage waste, that is nothing but municipal waste is mixing with this drinking water. That means whenever they are having any leakages in these pipelines, whenever the sewage water is mixing with this municipal water, that causes this water pollution. Because of this, we can see pathogens, disease causing pathogens like bacteria, viruses, organic matter, nitrogen and even phosphorus in this water. And next one here is nearby, if we are having any industries like tanneries, pharmaceuticals, textiles, they will also release chemicals into the nearby water bodies. That will lead to heavy water contaminations, like we can see high concentration of lead, chromium, mercury, toxic chemicals and even organic compounds. And if you see, the next important thing that you have to remember is agriculture runoff. Whenever we are using over chemicals, fertilizers, pesticides in farming, that will also lead to this problem of increasing of phosphates and nitrates. And this one is, nowadays we are also very much associated with this God, religion, etc. Because of this, what is happening, some activities like ideal immersion and disposal of religious offerings, and that will also lead to the pollution in these rivers, etc. And next one here is, there are some geological formations that will also release certain substances into groundwater. For example, if there is any volcanic eruption under the water, and even arsenic is one of the primary source we can see in this Indo-Gangetic plains, and even fluorides are commonly seen in this groundwater, etc. And next one is, if you are not maintaining proper solid waste, if you are not going for proper management of the solid waste, that will also lead to this kind of problem of contamination of water. And what will be the impacts? The first important thing that you have to remember is, whenever this biological products or whenever this biological things like microorganisms, bacteria, viruses, if they are entering into our intestine and even our gut or our GIT, that is gastrointestinal tract, that will causes irritation and that will lead to vomitings and as well as diarrhea, gastroenteritis, fever, chills, whatnot. That means it is having lots of impacts on our health. That will also lead to the death sometimes, especially in the previous articles we discussed around 200 people died like that. Especially if you see the data, 37.7 million Indians, they were affected by this waterborne diseases, and even United Nations estimate says that 1.4 million deaths in India as per 2019 they were attributed to this water itself. And next one is economic impacts. Yes, here this kind of water pollution can also have impacts on the economy in a larger scale, because it will be covering our health care costs. There will be increasing of health care cost, and not only that, there is loss of livelihoods of people, agriculture loss can happen, and even environmental degradation, loss of biodiversity. So all these will be the impacts of this pollution, okay, water pollution. And now let us see the next article. Look at the title. Title says Gubernatorial walkouts test constitutional limits. If you see this title of this article, it is talking about one important constitutional post, that is about governor. Governor post is called as gubernatorial post. So if you see about the role of governor, why governor is appointed by the central government, the reason here is central government wants to ensure that the state's governance, everything is happening according to the center and according to the constitution. For that only our central government came up with this appointment of this governor, and there are certain articles in our constitution talks about the post of governor. Okay, so actually what is happening here is, if you take this circle as center, inside we have states, small circles will be the different states. In center there is one political party which is in power. Which is a political party is in power in center? We have BJP government. And if you take the states, in states also we have state governments. Yes, in certain states BJP is in power, in certain states Congress government is in power, in certain states regional political parties is in power. So if central political party is BJP, if it is in states also, if it is in BJP, then no problem with that states. But if there is any opposition parties which are in power in the states, and even when other regional political parties is in power in other states, they are having certain issues. Governors in these states are causing some chaos. Especially it is happening in southern states mostly. In southern states, we can see these problems. In southern states, for example, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, etc. Okay, now let us see here. What is happening here is, in the southern states like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Kerala, here there is a walkout of governor. Okay, now we have to discuss about the powers of governor, what he can do, what are the articles in our constitution talks about the governor, and you may get articles in your prelims related to this powers of governor. Especially you have to see article 200, article 201, because already Supreme Court earlier also gave judgment related to that articles. Okay, now let us see this article in detail. Let us try to understand this. Recent gubernatorial walkouts in Indian states assemblies, particularly in this Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and as well as Kerala, have sparked debates on constitutional norms. And now we have to think about Article 176 of our Indian Constitution. If you see the details of this article, it says that Tamil Nadu governor walked out multiple times, including recent January 2026 as well. And this one here is Karnataka governor also walked out on January 22nd, 2026. And even Kerala governor also walked out from the assembly. Okay, so if you see the articles which are given in this article, the first one is Article 176. What does this Article 176 talks is, governor has to address assembly at the start of the first session, post election or annually. Whenever we are going to have the session, who has to address that session? Governor. Which article is talking about that? Article 176 of Indian Constitution is talking about that. And governors, they have to act on aid and advice of Council of Ministers. Which article is talking about that? Article 163. And even Supreme Court also came up with a judgment in a case called as Tamil Nadu versus Governor 2005. It talked about the gubernatorial powers. And in that judgment, Supreme Court clearly said that no indefinite delays should be done by this governors. Governors should not use this pocket vetoes. That is the thing which mainly said under Article 200. But even though if this kind of issues are happening, means there will be a huge impact that we can see in federalism. Okay, federalism, cooperative federalism, and as well as cooperation between central and state will be getting affected. Okay, that is the thing that you have to see here. And now let us see the next article. Look at the title: 71 fugitives wanted by India located abroad in 2024 to 2025, highest in 12 years. So if you see this infographic, what it is saying is the CBI via Global Operations Center locates wanted criminals and fugitives in coordination with foreign law enforcement agencies through Interpol channels by issuing Interpol notices. So here this article is saying that Interpol is very efficient. That means you have to see certain facts regarding this Interpol. That is your work today. Try to search certain facts regarding this Interpol, and Interpol will be issuing different notices like a silver notice, red notice, orange notice. The different color notices will be issued by Interpol. So you have to see those. Okay, don't forget that. Now let us see this article clearly. India successfully located 71 fugitives wanted for serious crimes abroad in year 2024 to 2025, and it is one of the highest when we are comparing with last 12 years. It is because of international cooperation, it is because of Interpol. Okay, what are the reasons for the success? We strengthened our diplomacy. We had good relations with different countries. That is one important reason. We strengthened our diplomacy, and even G20 appeals by PM Modi and even bilateral ties with different countries also helped us. And not only that, we upgraded our communication, Interpol channels and legal proceedings tracking at a very faster pace. And not only that, we started focusing on high profile economic offenders and terror suspects. So because of this reason also, we tried to locate it a lot many people who are the wanted criminals and fugitives. Fugitives are nothing but who are taking loans in Indian banks, and after taking loans they will be leaving India and they will fly to another country, especially to escape from paying of that back. Those people are called as fugitive economic offenders. For example, you know about this Vijay Mallya, you know about this Nirav Modi, like that. So what are the impacts of this locating of these criminals? It will boost our deterrence against fleeing of criminals. So criminals will understand that yes, they cannot leave India. And even one thing which will be very clear, if anyone wants to do that kind of things in the future also, they will be having certain kind of fear that we can generate. And next one here is, it will also helpful for foreign repatriants, and we can go for proper extradition as well. And now let us see the next article. Look at the title, guys. Diversify your fish basket. Union government advises states. Union government is giving certain advices for the states. And here you have to know about the fishing. So if you see fishing in India, we have inland fishing and we have marine fishing. And India is having a very large coast of 11,098 kilometers. Even though this marine fishing accounts just 28% in India, and inland fishing is around 72%. Inland is nothing but within our country, whatever the rivers, lakes, ponds, and as well as artificial lakes and aqua farming by this farmers across this coastal area, all this comes under this inland fishing. So this article is saying that we have to go for cultivation of wider variety of species to reduce the risk of decrease wiping out a single species. Yes, now our union government is giving some advisor to state that yes, we have to adopt new technology and we have to go for diversifying of our fish basket. Now let us see here what exactly the reason, which kind of fishes we can grow, everything. Our union government is giving advisory to states to diversify inland fish farming, and we have to go for different species like carp, rohum, regal for better productivity and resilience. because there is increasing of demand for different variety of species, and even we have to control climate change on another side. If you see the details of this article, it is saying that we have to shift to high value species like Pangasius, Talpia, fish, freshwater prawns, air breathing fish like Magur in suitable regions. So, wherever the regions are suitable, we have to go for diversification of our fishes. And not only that, we have to go for multi-layer fishing, like we can go for fishing or aquaculture with this paddy fields. We can go for raising of fishes in this rice fields and even ducks or seaweed to boost yields, so that we don't need any extra land for growing of them. And next one here is we can adopt technology like biofloc systems and as well as recirculating aquaculture, probiotics, so that we can cut the water use and as well as disease risk in this fishes. And what are the reasons why this kind of advisory is given by the government here is, here whenever we are going for a single fish farming in some areas, obviously if there is any disease, it will be easily spread from one fish to another fish. That will lead to the entire wiping out of fishes in that area. So, because of this, it may lead to the huge losses for these farmers. And even fish is very important source of even protein as well. And next one here is, there are certain market gaps. So, whenever we are cultivating a regular fish, obviously the demand for that will be decreased. So, here we have to go for diversification of the fishes, that is the one thing, so that we can extract more and more from this blue economy. And next one here is, droughts, floods may hit single species farms. So, because of this, we have to go for diverse baskets. And what are the expected impacts? Obviously, it will improve our economy, it can boost our economy, it can empower the women and self-help groups in the eastern and as well as western coastal states. And this one here is, we can reduce our over-reliance on antibiotics, feed, etc. and it also boosts our Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana as well. Okay, now let us see the next article. Look at the title, Murmu inaugurates Granth Kutir at Rashtrapati Bhavan. Directly you have to focus on what is this Granth Kutir. It is very important. So, actually this Granth Kutir is nothing but library in this Rashtrapati Bhavan, very important. Granth Kutir, Granth is nothing but related to book something. Yes, in Telugu we can call it as Granthalu, books is called as Granthalu. It is nothing but a library at Rashtrapati Bhavan. It is dedicated to India's classical languages. Okay, why we are focusing on India's classical languages? So that we can promote culture awareness and as well as decolonization efforts in India. Okay, if you see the collection size here, we are going to have approximately 2300 books and even 50 rare manuscripts including handwritten works on palm leaves, barks, cloths and paper. And they include 11 classical languages. On this 11 classical languages, you may get a question in your prelims. Okay, why? Because I expected the question will be there in 2025 prelims, but there was no question related to this classical language, and this year you can expect because of this Granth. So, here this 11 classical languages are Tamil, Sanskrit, Kannada, Telugu, Malayalam, Odia, Marathi, Pali, Prakrit, Assamese and Bengali. And if you see the themes of this library, they can cover epics, they can cover philosophy, linguistics, history, governance, science, devotional literature and even constitution in classical languages. And recently you know that constitution had been released in Santali language, so you have to update that as well. And what are the main objectives? We have to enhance people awareness or public awareness on literary heritage of India, and we are also going to promote unity in diversity, and we are also going to support youth engagement as well. Okay, and if you see the significance of this move, it is also aligns with Gnan Bharatam mission for manuscripts preservation and even digitalization, dissemination via online portals, and even it will guide the tours. Okay, that's the thing guys. And now let us see the next article. Look at the title, Ambitious scheme to spur next generation battery manufacturing in India hits hurdle. This article is talking about one important scheme, that is Advanced Chemistry Cell Production Linked Incentive Scheme. And under this scheme, actually Government of India is promoting battery manufacturing in India. But Now they are faced in hurdles, nothing but challenges. What are the challenges which are mainly faced by this scheme here is, if you want to manufacture these batteries, we need to want rare earth metals, critical minerals, and as well as some essential minerals we need, right? The problem here is, we know about this copper crunch. We know that we depend on other countries for this raw material. That is a problem which mainly highlighted here. So here you have to see about that scheme, and you may get a question regarding that scheme, guys, in your prelims. Here this article is saying that India's production linked incentive scheme for advanced chemistry cell batteries. Okay, please make a note here, PLI scheme for advanced chemistry cell batteries, when it was launched near 2021. And the important aim is to improve domestic capacity of manufacturing of batteries in India. And actually the problems which are mainly said here is supply chain issues. We are not getting raw materials on time. And next one is technology hurdles. We are not upgrading our technology as par with developed countries. And next one is, we are having certain regulatory bottlenecks. These are threatening our electric vehicles and renewable energy goals of our country. That is the thing which mainly said in this article, guys. And now let us see what are the reasons of these hurdles. There are certain supply chain disruptions. What are those supply chain disruptions that you can see here is, the shortage of lithium, cobalt, nickel, and even there are certain issues related to semiconductors. Please make the note of the countries from which we are importing this lithium, cobalt and nickel. In the recent class also I discussed that. And next one here is technology and infrastructure gaps. There is no advanced technology in India according to this advanced chemistry that we need. Especially in China they have specialists, in European countries they have specialists, in India we don't have specialists. And even there are certain problems related to this land acquisition, environmental clearance for the projects. And next one here is, whatever the timeline which is given under that scheme is very aggressive, within 2 years. So actually the problem here we are also facing related to this aggressive timelines, 2-year commissioning. It is not realistic for this greenfield project. Okay. And next one here is, what are the implications related to this move here is, the first implication that you have to remember is, if you are having that kind of aggressive timelines and if you are not getting proper raw material, can we produce that? No, the production will be delayed. Whenever the production will be delayed, and these batteries are very important for electric vehicles aims and ambitions will be getting affected, and even we cannot achieve our targets of Viksit Bharat, and not only that, we cannot achieve our targets of climate change related goals, and even it will be affecting our FAME scheme, which is mainly focusing on boosting of electric vehicles in India. And even it will also decrease the employment opportunities, and we can also miss our targets of investment in our country. Okay, so that is the thing that you have to remember. And now let us see the next article. Title says right to dignity. This article is talking about especially Asha workers. Very important topic, guys. So here you have to see about who are this Asha. What is this Asha? What's the full form? The full form of this Asha is accredited social health activist workers, and these workers, they will be working in healthcare sector, and they are also called as healthcare volunteers, and they play a very important role in our India's rural healthcare, and they were appointed under National Health Mission. And what they will do, especially they will do maternal, and they will mainly focus on this maternal and child health, and they will focus on immunization, giving of vaccines for the children, and even disease surveillance. And there are around 10 lakh workers across the villages of India. And if you see the facts and what are their roles and responsibilities, they will mobilize the communities for different schemes, and they will provide awareness about the diseases, and they will provide vaccines to the children, and they are responsible to maintain the records about the children, about the like pregnant women, lactating women in that area, and they will also promote sanitation and family planning, and even they will handle 60+ tasks, other tasks related to this health. And if you see how many Asha workers are there in India, and what is the criteria here is, for every 1000 population we will be having one Asha worker, and mostly 90% of this Asha workers will be women, and they are from local marginalized groups. And the training will be, yes, they have to undergo the training will be around 23 days, and they will be equipped with the drug kits, cycles, smartphones, so that they can have this connection with the digital apps. And the salary structure is different from one state to another state. Normally central government will be providing 2000 to 6000 rupees, and apart from that state government it will be giving certain amount along with that incentives. They will be getting average around 6000 to 12000 around, based on the different states and their criteria. Okay, the problem here is they are not getting proper compensation, and they are also not getting any pension, and even many a times they will be not getting salaries on time as well. There are lots of times delays will be there, and they will be not getting any benefits. That is the thing which mainly highlighted in this article. And if you see the way forward, what can be done here is we can go for regularization. Okay, we have to go for giving them employment status, and even we have to include them in this pension related schemes like unified pension scheme or new pension scheme. And next one here is we have to go for incentive reforms as well. We have to improve their salary based on their performance hikes, and we have to expand the task as well. And obviously we have to include them even in this Ayushman Bharat related things. So that is the thing which mainly said in this article. And I will give you practice questions. Please look at the board and please try to answer these questions. Regarding Granth Kutir, consider the following statements. First one is it features Pali and Prakrit alongside 9 other classical languages. And this one is it supports decolonization by digitalizing the pre-colonial manuscripts. Exclusively holds Sanskrit text from Ignatia INGNCA archives. So here you have to identify which are the incorrect statements. And next one here is access the diversify your fish basket initiative. First one, it aligns with Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. It promotes air breathing fish like maggot to counter climate variability. Inland aquaculture contributes over 75% of India's total fish production, and you have to identify which of the above statements are correct. Please let me know your answer in the comment box, guys. Don't forget. And by this I am concluding. Thank you so much guys for watching, and if you really like this class, please do hit the like button and please do share this class to your friends. And if you want to start your UPSC preparation, you can take GS Prelims cum Mains Foundation course in our academy. Already admissions are going on. We are providing on both online as well as offline, guys, and the new batch is going to be started within 10 days. Try to take the right decision. And here in our course we will be providing everything from basics to advanced level for 10 months of time, and every day you will be having current affairs class, and you will be having GS classes of 4 to 5 hours. Every day answer writing practice will be there, and your answers will be evaluated every day by me itself, and on every Saturday we are going to conduct you the test so that you can assess your performance. And next one here is we are going to provide the materials as well, and the faculty is top notch. We are hiring only the faculties from this Delhi and as well as Bangalore, so that you will be getting lots of insights related to each and every topic, in depth knowledge, guys. And if you have any queries regarding this course, you can contact us on this number 8074765513. And if you want to visit our academy, you can come and visit, and it is located in Hyderabad in Ashok Nagar above Vikas Book Center. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much, guys.